Salut à tous, c'est lundi 16 novembre et donc on est encore en confinement ici en France. C'est pourquoi je continue à publier une vidéo par jour. So yeah, it's quite late tonight because I've just finished work, so let's do that. Let's make the video now. So actually you're going to have a look at, you're going to get a peek of what I do with my students in the course Je m'exprime en toute confiance, where I send them a video and they have activities to complete before the actual class, which is a conversation class. And one of the things we've been looking at this week is how to translate in order to, and there is something a little bit tricky about that, so let's have a look. Now, there's more than one connector to translate in order to, but the most common, and especially the most common in spoken French, is pour ou pour que. What's the difference between the two of them? They mean the exact same thing, so let's have a look at the structures. Now, pour plus infinitif, je vais étudier pour réussir mon examen. So I'm going to study to, or in order to, pass my exam. Deuxième exemple. Il va venir me chercher pour que je ne rentre pas seul. So he's going to pick me up so that, or in order for me not to go home by myself. Now, pour et pour que, c'est pour exprimer le but, l'objectif. What is the difference between the first and the second sentence? Why do we use pour plus infinitive in the first one and pour que plus subjunctive in the second one? Well, let's have a look at the subject. In the first one, je is the subject, and the action of réussir mon examen, to pass my exam, is also the same subject. So we don't need to say it again. We don't need to say je again. It would be redundant to say pour que je réussisse mon examen. Whereas in the second sentence, the subject of the first action, il va venir me chercher, is going to come and pick me up. Il is the subject, but for the second action, pour que je ne rentre pas seul, in order for me not to go home by myself, here je is the subject, and so it's two different subjects. And this is why here we need to use pour que, because we need to say who's doing the action then. Now, the tense that you use after pour que is subjunctive tense, but before we get into subjunctive, let's have a look at another example. Okay. Je vais me lever plus tôt demain matin pour être à l'heure au travail. So I'm going to get up earlier tomorrow morning in order to be on time at work. Let's have a look at an example with pour que plus subjonctif. Donc, je vais te réveiller demain matin pour que tu sois à l'heure au travail. Donc, je vais te réveiller. I'm going to wake you up tomorrow morning. So, I is the subject. So that you get on time at work. So that you're on time at work. Pour que tu sois à l'heure au travail. So that's another example. Again, pour, you have the same subject at the start of the sentence and it's the subject of the infinitive of the action that is given through the infinitive. And pour que, you got two different subjects here. Now, the subjunctive tense is used in many different cases, and uncertainty is one of them. And when you talk about a goal, this is a plan, but it's not certain, and this is why it's common to have subjunctive. Now, pour que, you always use subjunctive after pour que, and pour is going to be an infinitive. If you want to talk about a goal, okay, then it could be something else. It could be, for example, j'ai un cadeau pour toi. So I've got a gift for you. But when you want to translate in order to, with pour, these are the options. So let's have a look at the subjunctive tense. Aimer is a regular verb and it ends in er. If we conjugate it, then it's que j'aime, que tu aimes, qu'on aime, que nous aimions, que vous aimiez, et qu'ils aiment. So, lucky enough, for all of the regular verbs that ends in er, in subjunctive tense, it doesn't actually change that much from present tense, simple present. The only thing that's different is nous and vous. Notice it's not que nous aimons, it's que nous aimions, and it's not vous aimez, it's que vous aimiez. Now, le subjonctif se forme à partir de la troisième personne du pluriel au présent. Ici, c'est ils aiment. Now, in this case, it's actually, you can't really understand why it matters, but I'll give you another example and you'll see why. Let's have a look at partir. In present simple, then it is je pars. Whereas here in subjunctive is que je parte. Now, let's have a look at the third person plural in present simple. It's ils partent. Okay, c'est je pars, tu pars, il part, nous partons, vous partez, ils partent. Ils partent. And that's the form that we're going to use. So, for example, que je parte, que tu partes, qu'on parte, que nous partions, que vous partiez, qu'ils partent. Now, these are what we call regular verbs, and obviously you got irregular verbs all the time at all tenses. So être is the number one irregular verb, and it is que je sois, que tu sois, qu'on soit, que nous soyons, que vous soyez, qu'il soit. Now, it's difficult to learn all of the irregular verbs at the same time or to think of the right form at the right time. There's so much to learn when you learn a language. So one of the tips I give is to have a list of the most common verbs. Now you could start with 5, then maybe 10, maybe you want to then work on 30, but it's quite good to have a look at what are the most common verbs and start getting these right. So you could set yourself a challenge and say that for the next 2 weeks, you're going to try and use in order to, pour que, plus subjunctive tense with some of the verbs that are on that list. If you'd like this list, then click on the link in the description of the video and you'll get my list of the 50 most common verbs with the subjunctive form that is related to it. So, c'est bon, c'est fini pour la classe. Vous allez maintenant pratiquer. Donc, vous pouvez aussi m'écrire des phrases dans les commentaires pour exprimer le but et l'objectif. Donc, soit pour plus infinitif ou bien pour que plus subjonctif. Voilà, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. On se revoit demain. Salut!